Okay, so this is the second series, the part 2 for forecasting for investment decisions. I shall rely on the charts being plotted by this app called Qi Men. There's one thing that some of you may begin to discover or realize, that when you visit other sources such as Dr. Joy Yap or Qi Men or Master Joe, there's one Master Joe in Singapore, and there are many more, of course, freely available apps or software, or you may plot it yourself. When you do plot this chart, you are invited to, or you're asked to select Chaibu and not Chirun, as it is. Now, without going too deep into this, I just want to say that the original Qi Men that was plotted thousands of years ago, at least 3,000 years ago, was based on 360 days. 360 days. So those days calendars were set to be 360. But of course, as they move on to the solar calendar, I'm sure you realize that we have actually 365. Therefore, every 3 years, so every 3 years, they would be able to calibrate. Therefore, the calibration, that will be the Chirun style. Now, what I would like to say is that if you do plot the charts based on this approach or another approach, or sometimes when you compare to Dr. Joy Yap, the charts can be different. The charts can be different. And so we will not be taking sides of scholars to argue and debate which approach will be better. Therefore, here you have to know that when asking a question, the chart that is plotted for you is the chart that is plotted for you. Okay. Now, the principles and the techniques that we apply here will be the same, whether you use this approach or that approach. If some of you prefer to stick on to Dr. Joy Yap's website or another website or this app, go for it, so be it. Just stick to it, or just remember that when a question is asked, the answer is given, and the answer is given in that particular chart. So you take that chart. All right. So even if, let's say, after our sharing and you do not wish to follow Chaibu and you would like to follow Chirun because maybe you have learned earlier, so please proceed on to do that as well. But here, this is where the differences are. But now let's look into what are the common the common universal understanding of it. So again, we refer to the 5 dimensions or the 5 components, the 5 components of the Qi Men. Sometimes they are called plates. So therefore, we have your man plate, we have your earth plate, and so on. Okay, so I hope everybody's in, yeah? Okay, right. Come, let us again try to refresh. Anyone here first time today? Anyone? I believe that all of you have attended the first session last week. So anyway, if you have any questions, please do share on the chat. Ask anyway, unmute yourself at any time, yeah? You are feel free to do so. Right up. So again,
Sorry,
to be familiar with the locations, and I've also given a bit of a glossary of these are some of the sharings that we will do. Come, let us practice. Let us practice. Let us start off with this particular question. I will share this question from my diary. So I encourage that all of you have a diary, a very simple Word document, just a Word document on your computer, a file, that every time you ask question, okay, no more music. Okay. All right. Okay. So here, now, whenever, here I would like to say that on this particular question, I receive an SMS or I receive a message. So sometimes you can receive a message from your broker, reminder, advisor, friend, recommendations from your wealth manager, relationship manager. Therefore, they will just email to you, SMS to you, message to you. And generally, of course, there'll be a time and date when that message has been set. So here we may have issues where, so again, there must be clarity. There must be clarity with the timing. So timing is definitely very important. So again, it is not the time that the message was sent. It is not the time that the message was received. It is the time when the asker asked the question. So generally, there'll be two things here. Number one is that if you are the consultant, if you are the Qi Men advisor, then it is the time that the asker asks. So therefore, that plays a role in order to determine the chart to be plotted. So therefore, you need a software or a system whereby you can plot a chart. You can plot a chart that is retrospective in order to get it done. But if you are asking for yourself, and of course, this is sometimes for good practice, do remember that when asking a question, it may be good for you to document which direction or sitting that you are in, your location of asking the question, and then you plot the chart when the question is being asked. And therefore here, let's take this particular chart as a practice when this question was asked. So let's do it. Let's take a look into the chart. And then of course you are very familiar with the forecasting of the investment decisions. And so let me just share this here as well. And so your diary should comprise of this chart and also of this table here to map out the locations. So first and foremost, when the question is asked, number one, where is your day master? The asker. So the asker will be the day master. And the day master is Jia. And you know that Qi Men Dun Jia, the Jia, of course, Jia refers to wood, refers to this day master. Therefore, mysterious door hiding the Jia. So you cannot find the Jia anywhere on this plot, but you do need to know that it will be together with the envoy, together with the lead. And the lead is your Wu Earth. Can you see that? So the lead will be. So where do we find the Chia wood? Where is the location of the Chia wood? The location will be in Kan 1, which of course will also be together with the capital, which is also on Kan Kwa 1. The outcome is on the hour stamp. So the outcome on the hour stamp, Keng Day Master. Where do you find it? Where do you find the Keng Day Master? You find the Keng Day Master in the outcome. The outcome. Can you see that? On the outcome. And therefore, in the case, here this will be your doing. And profit. Now here comes what I call the useful gods. So the useful gods, Yongshen, will then be the live door, and the live door will coincide. So far, I believe you know how to plot on this particular chart. So you can plot on this. So far, so good. So therefore, take a look into the issue here so far. Okay. Therefore, this is an invitation to invest in. Okay. So with this in mind, so therefore this is a chart, and so therefore what we will do. Okay, come. And so what we did not discuss last week, now we introduce layer by layer. The question for investment is a question of fundamental. It's a fundamental investment question. But sometimes we do find that many more people are into quick money. They're into speculation. Let's say, for example, cryptocurrency. The thing about cryptocurrency is that there is no intrinsic value in them. And the price of cryptocurrency is very much basically for trading purposes. Because when you invest in cryptocurrency, you do not stand to earn dividends, coupons, income. You have absolutely no regular cash flow. And cryptocurrency is not recognized by many governments as money, even though it can be recognized as a digital asset. So in a way, I can dare say that there are no investors in cryptocurrency. You do not go there to invest. You go there to trade. And so for those who seek trading profits, speculation, or any other form of investments which are more short-term, more hazardous, more risky, or they follow technical analysis, indirect wealth, where the useful God is Hamdor. So Hamdor is used instead of indirect wealth. So what you may want to consider is that if you are looking to something that is long-term, if you're looking to something that is fundamental, you're asking for whether you should invest in REITs or bonds or otherwise. That says something different than trading. So in that case now, we shall look into where the Hamdor is. Where's the Hamdor? Are you able to find it? What is the Hamdor? The Hamdor is known
Northwest.
as injury door. It's known as
Northwest.
injury door here. And therefore, the injury door will be in your Qian 6.
Yeah, Chen Kwa, Northwest.
Now, here, your understanding of the palaces and the elements. What is the element for Kan Kwa? What is the element for Kan Kwa?
Earth. Earth.
Water. Is that correct? What is the element for Tui Kwa?
Tui Kwa, matter.
All right. What is the element for Qian Kwa? All right. Therefore, here we can see that these are the following. So these are the location. So by understanding the location will be good. And now let's peel it one by one. Let's look into the asker. Now let's look into the asker, which is the day master, which is you. What are the effects that you have, which is hidden into that? Into the first part, you have the leader. Or the chief. So the leader or the chief is the most powerful of all the gods in terms of reading for auspicious. In fact, the god or the chief can can dispel the negative elements. Therefore, the day master and the capital, the day master and the capital have the effect of the chief, which is auspicious, which is good, which means that your decisions would likely be the correct one. We do know that there is obstruction. We do know that there's impulse. We can see that. Therefore, the star would be the impulse star or the clash, Tian Strong. What is the Joey Yap's, what is Dr. Joey Yap's label for Tian Chong? Anybody? Tian Chong. Huh? Is that not the impulse? Huh? I hope you can try to track that. And so anyway, do consider that in terms of men, there might be some obstruction in securing. So therefore, that's the one. So we take a look into the star. So take a look into the leader. But that's not our main. That's not our main objective today. We will peel this layer by layer as we go along. Now let's look into the outcome, the results of your investment. And the results of your investment, which is in your tuikwa. You have your darkness, which is the moon. Which is called darkness. Which actually may denote that information may not be correct. You may not have the whole correct information. Or you can see that the moon is there. You can also see that there is one deal breaker I will consider. What is the deal breaker? The deal breaker, to which of course we have your Tian Peng, the bandit. Destroyer. Thank you. No? The destroyer. So in that case, you have the destroyer under. So you have a destroyer. And then, of course, you have your outcome, which is the bandit, or basically known as grass. Now, grass or bandit or Tian Peng is water element. And being in metal basically produces it. So the palace produces the grass. There's a production cycle there. So meaning to say that this Tian Peng is going to be very strong. It's going to be very strong. And what does bandit actually denote? What does it denote? What does it denote? So Tian Peng or bandit or grass denotes major financial loss is expected. Major financial loss, which could be averted, with the life door. Could be averted with the life door. So yeah, it could be averted with the life door. And it is, the life door is there. Can you see that? Therefore, this is where the life door is there. So therefore, here we do see that the life door is there, to which of course we can then say that grass is here, it's the same, but it can be averted. It can be averted. But whether it can be averted or not, whether it can be averted, this is going to be important. Now, once again, you have to write a diary, you have to document the before and the after. So before you make a decision, then you document the decision that you make. Then, of course, you then later look into the post-mortem and see whether would you want to proceed or not. But do bear in mind that when you do ask a question, your question will always have to be framed. The framing of the question is the framing of an experience. What will you experience if you were to buy? So you have to make it clear. You have to make it clear into what your question is to be asked. Ask in a very calm and relaxed environment. Yeah? All right. So generally, more often than not, we do find that it is negative. Well, we will come to that. We will come more to that, but that'll be just what we discussed. Now let's take a look into the injury door, shall we? The injury door. The injury door is under serpent, serpent. Now, for those, now again, we will go through Qi Men layer by layer. So as we progress through our sessions, our sharing, we will need to know more and more. But at this juncture being the second session, for as far as the gods are concerned, red is auspicious. Red is auspicious. Black is inauspicious. Therefore, if you see a lot more red, then it is good. But if you see a black, then obviously it's not, yeah, as it is. Therefore, simple as such. So just keep it simple. Okay, therefore we have your serpent. Moreover, there is death and emptiness. There is a death and emptiness. Death and emptiness. So this would mean that if you were to treat this, if you wanted to treat this investment as a short-term speculative trade, it's not going to be effective because there's death and emptiness. If you're looking for a long-term profitable investment, you can see that you have your bandit or you have your grass that indicates major financial loss. But today, we will add on more layers to it. Let's take a look into what is the layers that we're going to have today. In today's layer, we will also now see whether the question, when the question is asked, whether the chart is one that follows a yang cycle or a yin cycle, whether it's yang or whether it's yin. How would you know? How would you know whether it is yang or yin? In a very simple, but you can look at the cycle. You can look at the cycle. The cycle is a yin cycle. It is in November. Now, a yin cycle or yin tun begins from summer solstice, especially if you use the Qirun approach, because the Qirun approach is an intercalary adjustment on the calendar. Therefore, on that day, they will refresh or renew with Jia Qi as the day master. All right, but anyway, meaning to say that yin begins in summer solstice. So summer solstice represents the first day of the yin cycle, right down to winter solstice. The reason why it's yin is because every passing day, the days get shorter and shorter, because summer solstice represents the longest day in the year, the longest brightness when the sun shines. And of course, right down to winter, which is the darkest or the shortest day during winter. Therefore, every passing day, the days get shorter and shorter. That is your yin cycle. Now, when you deal with yin cycle, the palaces that is your Li Kwa, your Kun Kwa, Tui Kwa, and Chen Kwa, these are internal. Because these are yin, so these are deemed to be yin. Because here from your south, this is from your, because this is south, so therefore summer solstice. So from summer solstice to winter solstice, these are internal plate, because the yin cycle, this will be it. Tun is cycle, correct? Yin tun or yin cycle. Correct. So these are internal plates. So here we may also want to consider what is internal plate and what is external plate. And so in the yin cycle, what is kan one? Is it internal or external? It will be here. Kan will be external. 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 These are internal. Internal, internal, internal. All right? Okay, so layer by layer, layer by layer. So the next sharing will be deeper and deeper. So we'll get deeper and deeper. So we'll come. Now, for this week, we'll look into whether it is internal plate or external plate. Now, sometimes, because investment requires fast decision, what I shared last week can be good enough. Right? If it is a small investment, if it is not going to, if it is an investment that is not going to affect your lifestyle, it's not a major investment, then perhaps you don't have to spend so much time plotting the chart and doing this. Because by the time you finish plotting the chart and doing this, Ben Agara has changed interest rates, share market have changed already. Then whatever you want to ask, by the time the answer is there, it's too late. Right. Therefore, you have to decide for yourself. Well, basically, how in-depth you want your investment to be really depends on how much money is at stake, isn't it? All right. So now internal and external. What makes of it? What make of it? What make of it? Well, this is a part whereby if the Wu Earth, which is your capital and your life door, are they internal, external, or opposing? If your capital and your life door are internal, the money comes fast. The money comes now. Because internal plates means now. The right cycle, in this cycle, therefore it means that the money will come in this cycle. So for the Yin cycle, when will the money come? Well, before winter solstice. Before winter solstice. And bear in mind that we are asking this question in November. Therefore, that's fast. That's fast. If both plates are internal. But here we do see that the Wu Earth is external, but the profit is internal. Therefore, that's not our reading. That's not the reading. So the reading here means that the Wu Earth and the life door are in opposing plates. So this will be a slow burning investment, which is not likely to make any significant profit. So meaning to say that if you do proceed with your investment, remember your question is, what will my experience be if I were to invest? What will your experience be? And so your experience will be that if you do invest with your capital and to your profits, it will be a slow burning investment. Slow. Therefore, there will be investment of a long-term investment, is correct. Slow burning. So you're not going to make any money within this cycle. Now, of course, if both are external plates, then it will be later. So your money will come in the next cycle. So it's next cycle. That will be just the understanding. The next cycle comes in. All right. So this will be the reading of the plates. So the reading of the plates, you will have to decide whether it is a Yin cycle or a Yang cycle. So if you do use many softwares, just like the one that is shared with you, the cycle is there. So it's easy. So you don't have to figure out whether it's winter solstice or summer solstice. It's not too difficult because Chinese cultures do celebrate this as holidays or as a festival. Therefore, it's also something that normally you can easily remember. So internal plates, external plates are going to be quite a feature to understand. So far, all right? Can. So in that case here, we consider that the reading shows slow burning. So it shows slow burning with potential major loss. Major loss. And here with indirect wealth in death and emptiness, no chance. No chance of short-term profit or speculation. So no opportunity for gambling, speculative trade. In that means no contra trading, hit and run, and whatnot. All right. So therefore, these are some of the things that we are getting in. And of course, you have your grass. Your outcome is also going to be major loss due to some information, due to some misinformation. Information that you may want to consider. Okay, so keep your diary. Keep your diary as you ask questions. Now, sometimes I find that questions have to be serious. So if you are just playing around, trial and error, and you just want to hypothesize, I don't find that such reading may be something that you may be accurate with. Okay, let's continue. So therefore, we look into the plates. Now, as you look in the plates, our sharing today focuses on doors. So we'll spend a bit more time on the doors, and particularly the two doors, which is your life door and your harm door, or what is known as injury door. Okay, so the request that some of you made last week was that you're very familiar with Datuk Joey Yap's terminology. And here suddenly you have another app, which is the Qi Men app, to which you find that suddenly you are thrown with some other glossaries as well. Therefore, here I would like to just put it together. What do this means? And of course, when you do ask questions, generally, the open door, the rest door, the open door, the rest door, and the life door are auspicious. So these are the three key doors that are auspicious: the life door, the rest door, and the open door. And the one that is inauspicious, of course, is the harm door, the death door, and the dispute door. But do remember that in science or in mathematics, negative becomes positive. Yeah. So when you put two negatives together, it becomes positive. So therefore, those that are inauspicious here are auspicious when you pursue an action that is, well, negative. Basically, you have gone to the dark side. So if you are a hunter, if you are a predator, and you would like to harm or kill people, therefore the harm door is auspicious for you. Then you are very likely to succeed in what you do. So you use the harm door to that advantage. And so likewise with death related to property and disputes in lawsuits, all the same. So therefore, these three inauspicious doors, you can turn it around. And so for our investment purposes, the harm door or the injury door is used to represent indirect wealth, where this represents direct wealth. And so these two doors are being used. So we need to see the strength and the grading of these two doors that we want. All right, more to come. And so as you look into the doors, each door represents man's action. So therefore, this is the realm of people. So not the stars, not the gods, but the actions of people and their activities. And so in all this, one must now understand the elements of the doors and what is their original location. So this right now is the original palaces, the original palaces of the 8 doors that we have. So the original palace for the live door is earth, open door is metal, rest door here is water. In the kan kwa. The death is in the kun kwa, delusion is in the shun kwa. So therefore, this is their original palaces that they have. And so, within these palaces, we are then able to map out their seasons, just like Pachi, Feng Shui, or in any other Chinese metaphysics. The fundamental understanding of the five elements remains the constant. And therefore, whenever a door is located at its own seasonal element, it is prosperous. One, therefore it's prosperous. So open door is metal. Open door is metal. So open door will be prosperous during autumn. So open door is prosperous during autumn. And after autumn comes winter. And so winter is the output. Water is the output to metal. Metal produces water. Therefore, there will be the resting stage. So open door is resting. It's resting during winter. And subsequently, from winter to spring, when the door is located in the element where it controls. So therefore, metal controls wood. Open door is in prison. And from prison, then of course, it becomes dead when it is located in the element that controls it. And so when we talk about door, the purpose of talking about the season, the purpose of talking about the strength is to address one question: how much? Profit. So we ask the question, can make money or not? If the answer say, yeah, you can make money, how much? That will be what this is about. So the quality of the door, the strength of the door is about the magnitude of profit, to know how much. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. And so earth produces metal. So earth produces metal, therefore this is supported. So every time the door is located in its own seasonal, not own seasonal element, but in its own resource element. Sorry, I think I need to, in its resource element. Back up that. Resource element. It is in a resource element. I beg your pardon. It is then supported. It is then supported. All right. So the seasons do matter. So we need to now see the grading to be able to now know how much money. And therefore, we need to know whether we can then exit and sell. Now, you do not make money when you buy. People do not make money when they invest. When do they make money? They make money when they sell. That's right. So many times I find that a lot of people are interested in asking, hey, can buy or not? Can buy or not? It's not a wrong question, but it's not good enough because you don't make money when you buy. You make money when you sell. And the thing about share market, I'm sure you all would agree with me, the share market is a market that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you ask the question, hey, can buy or not? You ask the question here. And the answer, if it's positive, and then true enough, it was positive, you are happy. But you didn't sell until when? Until Server Dynamics directors all pay $6 million fine. And then only you sell. And then, of course, you said, chair. The chart says I can make money, but, well, I didn't. Yeah, of course, because you didn't ask when to sell. Yeah. All right, so the question, so here, that's why the question, well, that's why the day master is important, because if your day master is protected, then you have a high chance of making the right decision, which is sell, not just buy and sell, but if you sell. So otherwise, you'll find that it will also be in danger. So most of the time it's mixed as well. Okay, so anyway, so the how much is quite crucial. So we need to know how much. So let's take a look into the live door. Live door is metal. Live door is metal. Therefore, the original location of the live door is in the Kenkwa. Therefore, when it falls on its same Kenkwa, it becomes Fuyin. So Fuyin means stagnant. It means stagnant. It means slow. Which actually doesn't mean you cannot make money. It just means that, well, it's slow, stagnant. In a way, we expect the share market to be flat. We expect the price to be flat. Then stagnant. Stagnant. That means Fuyin. So it's slow. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be anything much. And therefore, here, when it is in the Kenkwa, it is Fuyin, which is most of the time inauspicious generally, because why invest when it is not going anywhere? So therefore, that's where we begin to see. Now, when it goes into wood, it goes into an element whereby wood controls the earth. Therefore, these are elements that controls it. So elements that controls it, the element is actually dead. So therefore, when you do see Sheng, is here is basically dead. It's very controlled. It's not so good. Therefore, this will be the case whereby the strength of the door is weak. So if you have other positive combinations, it can still be, the answer can still be can make money, but it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be a lot because the positive qualities cannot be expected. So, okay, can make a bit, still interested, then buy. But then, of course, get up fast before it goes into graveyard. Therefore, that's it. Therefore, that's just, yeah. So the best quadrant to be in is the Li Kwa, because auspicious, fire produces earth. So fire produces earth, Li Kwa is auspicious, then the answer is yes, can make a lot of money. And anyway, what is the Kwa number? What is the Kwa number for being auspicious? The Kwa number for being what is the Kwa number for Li Kwa? The Kwa number for Li Kwa is 9. That's right. Therefore, sometimes when we combine the visiting number, let's say the visiting number is 3. Is 3. If the visiting number is 3, then like what Dr. Joya will say, you either made 93% or 39%, which is nice. Nice. Therefore, if the live door is there, therefore that means a lot of money. Can make a lot of money. All right, therefore that will be just the issue about the area. So therefore that is the best quadrant to be in, the best palace to be in. All right, Fan Yin, opposite. So Fan Yin is normally the direct opposing to your element, which is pretty bad. In fact, the worst. So the worst location to be in is Fan Yin. But do bear in mind that Fan Yin, for again, negative become positive is good, whereby it can bring fast return. But for Hamdor, therefore for Hamdor, it can bring fast return. So Fan Yin can be fast return. So try to, again, Qi Men is complicated. There are layers upon layers upon layers. Therefore, now, so if I thought you say Fan Yin is negative. Now, why is it positive? Again, it depends on the structure. Now, once again, we have to understand what is the reading. The reading is how much money. The reading doesn't mean cannot make money. It doesn't mean you cannot make money. It just means you can make fast money or slow money. You can flip it around. So therefore, that's just what the experience will be. All right, so anyway, live door, this will be the live door. So in that case here, your auspicious is funny, and of course, normally, but for the live door, it is inauspicious, even with the noble configurations. Noble here means your yi wood, your ping, and your ting. Yi, ping, ting. So therefore, these are the three nobles. If you see them, even though it's not good. All right. So if you want to simplify things, then it is no good. Just treat it as such. All right. So these are where we consider, and of course, the Kanqua is pushed, which is weak because water is being controlled by, so it's weakened into that part. Prison, so therefore that's the case of being prisoned or compelled. And so now let's come back to our understanding where the strength of the live door is. So where is our live door in this question? Where is our live door? Our live door is in the Tui Kwa. So the live door is in the Tui Kwa, which is reduction, which is your metal. And metal weakens. Metal weakens earth. Therefore, it's weak profit. So in that case, we see that the live door is in reduction. So slow burning, not much money with potential major losses. That would be your experience if you were to proceed to buy these bonds. That's what it means. Now for the harm door, now there are many things here I didn't put in because it's all about the same, except the slow return back. So the rest all will be just like what we have earlier on to consider. Therefore, positive qualities cannot be expected if you go into grave. If you go into that, if you go into Kunqua, which is wood, as it is, if it is compelled, therefore it's also the same that it cannot be positive here as it is. So auspicious, of course, will then be the best. Therefore, you have the very large profit that you have. Therefore, you can have your auspicious sign as it. All right. So I think that would be just as it is. They're all just harmony. Of course, means the same level. So therefore, the word will suggest that you can then see that that the positive qualities can be obtained. So therefore, qualities can be obtained. And Hamdor is wood. Hamdor is wood element. So Hamdor is wood element. Hamdor is wood element. And therefore, you can see that fire weakens wood. Fire weakens wood. Now, from your understanding of the 5 elements, when fire weakens wood, is it a fast process or slow process? When fire weakens wood. Therefore, it's a fast weakening. Meaning to say that if you do invest, when you do invest, if it's a liqua, you better get out fast. If again, remember, this is about how much, so therefore it's how much, not much, just get out fast. Don't stay too long. Some people still buy Servo Dynamic. So Servo Dynamic share price jumped 11% the other day because after they paid their fine. So you can make 11% return on a single day if you buy Servo Dynamic. Therefore, that means the stock is bad. The company is scandalized by fraud, but short-term day traders can make 11% return. That's the understanding of what kind of investment are you looking at. So the very important thing is to know exactly what kind of investors you are. Then you must be able to get the correct message. So different people, different reading, because they have different investment style. Whether they're day traders, whether they're speculators, whether they want to invest in the long run. So it really looks into the grading. You need to look into the kind of a grading that you have. Okay, therefore that's where the hamdor comes in. Okay, door compelling is more severe than palace compelling. That's one thing, when the door compels. All right, so this will be the strength of the. Sorry, I think I will send a new one. I think there's a lot of errors here and there. After this session, I will then send in a new copy. Strength of the hamdor. All right, okay, so that's where we want to consider. So where is the hamdor? Where is the hamdor? So the location of the hamdor is in the qian qua, which is metal, and metal chops. Metal controls wood. Therefore, it is metal chopping wood. So the palace will chop the area. So it looks like, again, the control. Therefore, it is controlled. Now, I don't personally memorize all these labels because there are 8 doors. There are 9 stars. Come on. Memorizing all these, I only show 2 here, So therefore, you want to there's another 6 more doors that we haven't discussed, but they're all the same. So don't worry about all this funny, grave or harmony. Just know that metal chops wood. Hamdor is wood, metal chops wood. Simple as such. No need to go into no need to refer to this table if you understand the 5 elements easily. All right, so all these things shows that is it positive or negative? Is it positive or negative? And now the last part today. So there are 3 things today. There are 3 things today. Number 1, plate, internal plate, external plate. Number 2, the quality of the door, the quality of the door, the grading of the door, the right season of the door. Because even in Pakchi also, whether the day master is strong or whether the day master is weak. If it is strong, if the day master is strong, it doesn't welcome any more of its own element, isn't it? Something like that. So it still have the same element. Now the third thing now is the 3 nobles. If the life door meets any of the 3 nobles on the same palace, fantastic profit. And so the Yi, the sister to Jia, Ping and Ting, which are the output to it. So Yi, Ping, Ting, these 3 are the 3 nobles. They are generally positive. You see them, they're positive. And so we now do a final check. We have Keng, which is worse. Keng is the opposite to that chops the Jia. And then we got Ren water, which is also the net, which is bad, the prison. Therefore, we got Keng here and we got Ren here. These are exact opposite to the 3 nobles. So the 3 nobles are somewhere else. The 3 nobles are somewhere else. They are here. They are here. So therefore, they are somewhere else. And they are here. So looks like they are not in part. So no nobility. So without the nobility, without with this part, therefore that is called the readings that we have as well. So if the palaces of the life door and the hamdor both support the palace of the day master, very high possibility of a windfall, very good returns. So the life door that we have, life door is in Tuikwa metal. The hamdor is in your Chen Kwa, which is metal. So both doors are metal. Do they support the day master? Do they support the day master? The day master is in water. Wow, not bad, huh? Not bad, huh? Therefore, they do support the metal. So therefore, the water produces water. But a windfall represents something substantial. Be a bit more careful to see whether the grading is large or otherwise. Okay, so generally, after you do this, now if this is your question is, what would my experience be if I were to invest in this bond, what would be what would be your understanding of this? Would you go for it? Yes or no? Would you go for it? Yes or no? It is an invitation to buy a bond. Come on, come on. Just make a call. No. So Kimte says no. Connie says no. All right. Okay, so with all this reading, you say no. All right. So the time is November and you'll say no. Okay, say no, thank you. I won't go for it. And now let's again remember, keep your diary. Keep your diary. Therefore, when you ask this question, write down exactly the question that you ask. Write it down. Type it out, and then have this chart have exactly this. Write it down, and then what is your conclusion? Therefore, now you can then put there conclusion. 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 You can say that I shall not. I decide not to proceed. Not to proceed. Not to buy. Okay, so you can put there, you decide not to proceed. Then, of course, months later, weeks later, depending, like if this is bond, then might as well be months or even years later, go back and relook into your investments. And so in the month of November 2017, the bond was nearly $100. And then in the coming months, the bond price dropped to nearly $85. So had I invested in this bond, I would have lost 15% of my return. Therefore, it will be quite a major loss because bonds are quite sizable investment, and this bond is in US dollar. It's a US dollar bond. And therefore, I would suffer a huge loss coming to June and to July. That would be my experience. Had I pursued to this bond. Therefore, the answer is, well, no. They said, no, thank you. I won't go for it. So it was July. Okay, so anyway, that would be just looking into the part. Now, where is July? Which qua is July in? Which qua is July in? Anybody knows that? When you say July, which the month July, which qua would we be referring to? Southwest. Is it southwest? Southwest? July. What is the animal sign for July? After the solstice. Okay, the goat. Kun, goat, monkey. All right. So we do find that after open door, interesting, isn't it? After open door, maybe we can say it opens again. I don't know. You can check yourself. But anyway, so therefore it opens again. In June, July. Therefore, you can revisit it again, possibly. Okay, now let's take a look into the second question now. Let's take a look into the second question now. So question now, I received an SMS. Hi, David. The bank have launched bonds. Would you like to invest? Coupon 3.95%, indicative yield. So this bond is single A rated. Would you like to invest in this bond? Okay, come, let's do a very quick one. This is going to be, we already passed the time, so let me just recap into what we do today. So very quickly, write your diary. Write your diary. Remember to write your diary. Remember to document. Remember to document your experience. Postmortem. Validate. Come back later to check. Okay. And therefore, remember, step number one, ask your question. Ask your question. What would my experience be if I were to invest in this bond or stock or whatever for a long-term horizon? So therefore, that's the question. So that's the question. My intention, my intention. Because I could have an intention to keep for only 1 year. I could have the intention to, especially when you go cryptocurrency, you intend to only trade for 2 weeks. You buy 2 weeks, you get out one. You don't stay there for 6 months. 6 months, you see the roller coaster already. Therefore, remember, you only make money when you sell. You don't make money when you buy. All right. Therefore, that's what would your experience be if I were to invest? So you ask this question, calm, relax, then you plot this chart. Take the chart that you plot. Don't go into scholastic argument about Chirun and Chaibu, about Dr. Joy Yap and M. Chirun and whatnot. Take the chart that is given to you by the universe, and therefore here it goes. Step number one, day master is Ren. Where is Ren? Ren is in Kun Kwa, Kun 2. This is a Yang cycle. This is a Yang cycle. A Yang cycle, where is your internal? A Yang cycle, where is your internal? A Yang cycle, internal is here. So the Yang cycle, internal is here. Therefore, your Kun Kwa is now external. Therefore, this is external. Okay, so your Kun Palace external, that's your right. Where is your hour? Your hour is Keng. Where is Keng? Where is Keng? Keng is the hour. The hour here is in your Qian. 6. External, internal. External. Okay. Your life door. Your useful God. Your life door. Where is your life door? Your life door is in your twist. Also external. Also external. Where is your shang? Actually, no need. No need. Actually, this one no need. Because why? My question is, this is a fundamental investment. It's a coupon bond for long term. I'm not asking for short-term trading. This is not Bitcoin. This is not some short-term shares. So therefore, indirect wealth is not needed. So I'm not going to do it. But just for practice, just for understanding, just for it, since we are on it, the Shang door is here, which is in your Qian 6, which is also external. Your capital, Wu Earth. Where is Wu Earth? Very nice. Capital is in your Tui. Okay, so everything external, everything external. So today's sharing on the plate, everything external. So everything external means wealth arriving much later stage in life. So if you do make money, it's going to be later. It's going to be later. So this is going to be in for the long term, which is fine because a bond is long term. Fine. All right. So therefore, that's where our location is. Okay. Now to the effects of the gods and the stars. Asker. Asker is run water. Oh, leader, chief. Chief normally dispels all the negative signs. It's advisor, which is good. Rest door, rest door is auspicious. Advisor is good. Traveling horse, fast. That way you can make a decision fast. But anyway, never mind. This is just not going to be anything bad. Therefore, you got advisor. You got your rest door. This is very nice. So everything generally auspicious. All right. Your outcome will be your Keng metal. Your Keng metal, there is a darkness, there is a moon. there's a moon, you got some problem and injury. Therefore, there's a problem. So therefore, you got some moon, you got problem, you got your grain. Actually, grain is not so bad, but the mind. So therefore, this is an injury. Therefore, there's an injury door, which of course also coincide with your injury door here, Chen 6. Okay, your profit, where's your profit? Your profit will be here with the hero. Therefore, you have the serpent, you have your fearless, which is your hero, and the Wu Earth is there. Wu Earth is there, serpent, hero. Then again, find out where, no fun. Actually, this is exactly the same. This is exactly the same position as here. So I can actually copy here all the same. Therefore, where is the, therefore, then we come into the second thing that we want to discuss today, which is then the grading of the grading of the door. So the door is, the life door is in reduction and the harm door is in control. Yeah, therefore here your profit will be in reduction and control. In control. So these are the things we do. And then we refer to the three nobles. No, the three nobles are somewhere else. The nobility is here, here, and here. Therefore, they're somewhere else. So no nobility. So there's no nobility. You have your a mix of more negative than positive. Yeah, as it is. All right. Therefore, this will be just a bit of reading. But again, this is an investment in bonds, not some speculative shares. Therefore, the returns are expected to be long-term and small. Therefore, it's pretty much mixed. So you can't go too wrong. So anyway, it will be just quite mixed. It's quite a mixed part that you have. All right. So the three things today: your plate, internal plate, external plate, your profits, your doors, the quality of a door to know how much are you making. So the amount of money that you make will be quite restricted. So if you do proceed with this investment, your returns would be insignificant. At least you will not face the grass, the bandit. At least you will not face the destroyer, can't you? Because these two are the deal breaker. If you see these two, then definitely no, definitely no. Because unlike this graph here, you have the grass. You have the grass. The grass or the bandit is one of the most potent stars to not see. Do not see this, especially a prosperous bandit star that will result in a major loss. Okay, therefore, this will be something that one can consider. So what do? We document it and then you decide for yourself. So what do you think? Would you go for this? Would you go for the investment? What will be your final decision? A yes or a no?
Letter.
Okay, so for me, too old. What do you mean by too old? Or too old for long-term investment. Don't want to wait. Too slow. Or too slow. Too. Okay, fine. So if you want, it's going to be slow and simple return. It's going to be slow and simple return. That would be your return. That would be your experience. If you were to go for it. Okay, there you go. But do bear in mind that the question is on bonds, which is, well, exactly what it's supposed to be, low return and long term. So it fits nicely. It can be a yes. It can be a yes. Once again, whether it's a no or a yes, both, whether it's no or yes, go back and update your data. Go and update your data and then check it out. See those that you said no, even though you said no, go back and check. Because you need to know whether yours is accurate or otherwise. All right, so that's it for today. Hope all of us can benefit from this sharing. I'll see you somewhere in the future for more sessions to come. All right, see you. Take care. Good night.